Due to a string of cyclones in my area and due to a plentiful monsoon, Indian monsoon this year, many lakes filled up near my cousin's house. This motivated me to build a boat for the first time. So I decided to build a boat which uses the sky surfer, the sky surfer planes floats for as the floats. I decided to make it from my own design, inspired from the boats built by RC Test Flight. You can check them out. And because I did this because I had previous experience of not being able to do successfully pre-existing design. So the pre-existing design, what happens is I don't fully understand why something has been done by the designer, so I just implement it, and only after I implement it do I design its real purpose, and then I had to troubleshoot it again. So instead I decided to go for my own design where I know why I am doing each thing, the reason for each thing, and when I need to troubleshoot I will know exactly what I need to do to fix this. So it's a catamaran style boat with one float on each side. The floats are held together by hardened steel rods, the kind that you can see on bicycle spokes. The floats came in two halves and I had to glue them together with epoxy. I applied this is the Sky Surfer kit, so they gave me acrylic plates to place in between the floats. There was also acrylic rudder given. Unfortunately, the rudders, everything and the holes, they were all bit too small, slightly too small for the screws that they had given along with the kit. So this I think is something that RC Bazaar has gotten used to. They design something and they implement something very differently. So I had to enlarge every single hole that they had drilled out in the acrylic plates that they had given. And that did set me back by quite some time. Then I started applying epoxy to get the two halves together. I used gloves to ensure that none of the epoxy sticks to my hand, and since this takes some time to apply, I used 24-hour epoxy, 12-hour overnight setting epoxy as recommended. So this gave me some time to move around the glue and ensure that it was coated uniformly throughout. I applied epoxy liberally since this is a waterproofing application, so even one leak makes the whole glue set useless. So it's not something like a mechanical construction where one linkage being weak can be compensated by other linkages being strong. Even a single leak can make the whole float useless. So I applied epoxy liberally with extra epoxy wherever an acrylic plate is going to be kept. I held them together after applying epoxy by using rubber bands, and I kept them on a newspaper to ensure that my floor it does not get stuck to the floor. It was a bit messy indeed, yeah, I agree. I spread the epoxy uniform layer using some wide popsicle sticks that I had. It was a bit messy, yeah, maybe next time I can do it better. So now let me describe the electronic constructions involved. There's going to be a box with all the electronics in it. So I did this so that there will be a lot of volume and sides to keep stuff inside, and there will also be some construction to give some strength. There's a DT750 as the main motor powertrain. It's powered by a 2200 mAh 3S battery, 12 volt LiPo lithium polymer, and I used two 6x4 propellers, and I went for 6x4s hoping that those propellers will not hit the water when I place them directly mounted on the box itself. And I went for two 6x4s instead of an 8x6 that I had lying around so that it won't hit the water, and I had to go for two because 6x4 is way too small. A single 6x4 is way too small to give sufficient thrust from the DT750, which is a fairly low kV motor optimized for large propellers with low pitch. Quick update: after leaving the epoxy here that I applied at the seams overnight, it has set, and I did a quick immersion test to ensure that there were no leaks throughout the seam of the floats, and yes, there were no leaks indeed. So I'm very happy about it. This is the first real boat that I'm building. The earlier ones that I built were like very simple ones. So let's see how it goes. Quick update number 2. I had to cut out this servo slot for the rudder servo here so that I can put it inside. I initially tried I started by drilling for three holes and then putting the blade in and cutting through that. But that was too much work, so I resorted to heating the blade and then cutting through more easily with it, because a hot blade cuts through plastic much faster than a normal blade. So that's why the edges look so bad. I'll file them through and make them smooth. I decided to use a high torque servo meant for robotic arm applications rather than a normal hobby 9 gram servo. This was because there's going to be a significant amount of torque needed because the rudder is a water rudder. So I opted for a mechanical robotic arm servo, which probably has more durability. Having a box also gives me lots of scope for expansion, and the build process becomes much faster as there's easy access to all the components involved. Quick update number 3. So the boat is almost done. Just need to add some epoxy here. Otherwise everything is fine. I've added this as like a safety harness kind of thing. This will be trailing behind in the water. This part of the boat will be trailing behind in the water, and I have thread attached to it. So let me show it. So I have thread attached to it. So if something goes wrong and it stops responding to control or goes beyond range or runs out of battery, we can pull it back with this thread. So that's why I have this thread here attached to it, and I have made sure that it doesn't lie within the area of the propeller. I made sure of that. One issue that I faced was with the control rods. So this is the rudder control rod. This is actually hardened steel that is used in cycle spokes. Earlier I was using this steel wire, and it was like not strong enough, so the servo was not able to push the rudder this way. It was not able to push this way, it was only able to pull. So I had to replace that part with this cycle spoke. But since this cycle spoke can't be bent, it's too hard and I'm not strong enough to bend it. So I've used like an adapter kind of thing with this wire sitting inside the servo's arm. I'll add some epoxy here to make sure that this adapter doesn't slide on the cycle spoke. And yeah, it's almost over. After like several hours of work, it's almost over. Let's see how it goes. So the first testing of the current design of the boat at that time was nice starting point, was a partial success. So the boat floats, it moves forward, and there's some amount of rudder authority. And actually at this point I got confused when I was operating the boat, and I got confused about the dual rates that I had configured on my rudder servo. So the dual rates are actually insufficient because of the lower thrust of the motor, and I was not able to turn into the wind. So I had to switch it to a higher dual rate and continue. This I took some time to stop the boat there and think what I had to do. This is something that I could have never done with an air vehicle. So that's the advantage of a surface vehicle. You could stop and think about what you're doing. And my estimates of the 6x4 propeller being small enough to not hit the water were wrong. The 6x4 propeller did hit the water and cause a lot of noise. Not just was this creating noise, it was also creating a water spray from the propeller, which might be bad for the electronics, not very sure. But one thing that it definitely did was create a lot of extra drag on the propeller, which would greatly increase the power demand of the motor, which was already high enough, because the 6x4 propellers, despite being two of them on the same shaft, were not big enough to give sufficient thrust. So I had to keep them at full throttle all the time to give me any meaningful thrust. This I fixed by putting a much bigger propeller in the next version. Since the propeller is going to be bigger, I had to create an acrylic plate to mount the motor up higher. And while coming back from the lake, I broke one of the floats, so I had to have some rods welded in along vertically to attach the floats. Here's some footage of the final version of the boat in its current state, now with the bigger propeller. Now it's a breeze, so let's sit back and enjoy the boat going around.